So, something that I've been seeing floating around the internet a lot is that when you break up with someone, it is like you're grieving them. And though I understand that, and I even agree with it to a certain extent, I just don't think losing someone to death is the same as losing someone to a breakup or a fallout. There are some fundamental differences between the two, or at least it has been for me. Also, side note, when I say breakup, it can be like a friendship breakup as well as a romantic breakup, or like a relative. Any kind of relationship fallout will come into this, even like work related stuff. I think all of that, I just put it into one category of breakups. And grieving someone, like losing someone to death, is a different category altogether. When you lose someone to death, it is emotionally devastating. It is so difficult emotionally. For me, it has been one of the most difficult experiences of my life. But at the same time, philosophically, it has been a bit easier. Strange, yes. But let me explain. I think death is so beyond the control of a human being that a human being is left with no choice but to accept it. There is no negotiation to it. What can you do? You cannot do anything about this. There is guilt, there is regret, there is like moments you didn't talk to them, or maybe you could have spent more time. Like those kind of emotions are going to come, and your brain will try to make sense of it and will try to blame you for it to a certain extent. That is going to happen. That is human. But ultimately, you will realize that everybody on this planet has lost someone to death. It is a part of life. You're going to die yourself, and you can do nothing but accept it. But when you fall out with someone or you break up with someone, it's a different feeling altogether. Because even though intellectually you know that this is the right decision to not be with this person anymore, it does make you question your own choices. The blame is heavier because it was a deliberate choice in your mind to be with this person, or to stay with this person, or to interact with this person, right? So that way, philosophically, it is different. Slightly a bit more difficult to accept, maybe. There is also shame involved sometimes because people stay in dynamics they should not have stayed in, So the patterns of blame and shame are just much more present here. And acceptance is kind of easier to accept in death. I think whenever I have maybe fallen out with someone or broken up with someone in any shape or form or of any kind of relationship, it has forced me to go inwards, and it has become a mirror almost. So, I think psychologically, people say all the time that like so much of how we interact with the world is set in our childhood. So because I've also read a lot of these topics and a lot of books on it, so maybe also inherently I do go inwards and ask myself about my own patterns and my own choices, just so that I can understand where it actually comes from. So I kind of psychoanalyze myself, and that is a me problem for sure. But I do that, and I carry forward the lessons that I've learned from this experience so that I don't make the same mistakes again in my life, and I just have better and better relationships going forward. And I think that has happened as well in my life. And with death is not a mirror, but death is a different kind of reflection. Death is a reflection on life itself. Confucius said it, that a person has two lives, and the second one begins when he realizes he only has one. You truly realize, and I'm so grateful that I realized it at such an early age, that I only have one life. And I have to make the most out of the limited time and resources that I have. I think it also liberated me. It made me do the things that I genuinely like doing. And it is a question that I ask myself often, that how I would like to lead the rest of my life and spend the rest of my life, knowing that I only have one life. So I think you spend less time thinking about others and more time thinking about your life and your future and your dreams. I think that has been great. I think it has also made me so much more empathetic towards other people, because I just realized that, everybody has their own problems and struggles, and just to be a bit more compassionate is better for the world itself. So, yeah, I think it has just changed the kind of relationship I had with life itself. So that is a very different kind of reflection than falling out with someone, and that is a very different kind of reflection. It is a mirror. It is going inwards. Also, death has been so emotionally devastating in some ways for me that it has really changed my relationship with joy. I do think that I feel joy. It's not that I am unable to feel joy, but it's never 100%. There's always a part of me that does feel that, oh, I wish that this person was here to see what I achieved or what I saw, or like whatever I experience at this very moment. I wish there was someone. So there's a complete absence of a person in death. But that does not happen in a fallout. That person still exists, is still alive. It's almost that you can meet that person at a family function. You can meet that person through a mutual friend. Like, there's always a possibility there. Death does not have that possibility at all. So that also changes the dynamic quite a lot. So, all in all, I think what I mean is that both of those grief are very different. The clearest distinction for me has been that breakups or falling out with someone tend to pull me inward into self-examination and responsibilities, into my own patterns and what I learned in my childhood and my choices, and like what exactly is leading me to make the kind of choices that I do make. And grief pulls me, like grief from death pulls me outwards into questions about life, mortality, the meaning of everything, So in my experience, breakups tell me a lot about myself, and grief tells me a lot more about life. So that was the video. I hope you liked it. I hope it was like, I don't know, I don't think this is a video maybe a lot of people will agree with, but if you have different opinions, I would love to know that, by the way, on the comment section below. Just be respectful, that's it. And yeah, other than that, the Substack article on the same topic will be comment down below. My Instagram also will be comment down below. So if you want to follow me on Instagram or subscribe to my Substack, I would really appreciate it. And yeah, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you really like this video. And there, I will share a video on this channel every Sunday, like a long form video every Sunday. So if you like this, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next Sunday. Love you. Bye.